Lots of Magpie news to dive in today. Let's get into it. Before we do get straight into it, this is the last that you can enter the competition for one of the jerseys, the 2025 jerseys. Go to my previous video where I rate and talk about the jerseys. Leave a comment, make sure you're subscribed, and I will be drawing out the winner Wednesday night, which if you're watching this on Wednesday will be tonight. But a lot of news happened yesterday. Let's get straight into it. So the first news that dropped on Tuesday was the Amy community matches. So our first match will be February 26th against Richmond. And if you remember last year, we did the Charity Shield match with Richmond, and that was for Food Bank. So I'm hoping that it's an annual thing, and this, even though none of the news has said anything about it, I'm hoping that it's going to be an annual thing with Richmond. It'll be at Icon Park again. Raising money for Food Bank is always it's an amazing thing to do, and I'm so glad that Colin will get to be a part of it. So I'm really hoping that it continues on from last year and we get it this year. It's just a great chance to see Collingwood in a proper hit out before the season starts. So pretty much it's going to be 4 quarters of 20 minutes. There's going to be a squad of 30 players, 8 interchange and 4 emergencies, no interchange caps, and it's going to be, professional, full sort of umpires and normal rules, but except for the unlimited interchange. So we'll see the new kids play, and it'd be interesting to see how Richmond sort of stack up with all of their new draftees, because we're going to be seeing a raft of their new draftees. So that's going to be exciting as well. So the young, the very young from Richmond versus literally the very old from Collingwood. So it's gonna be tantalizing. It's gonna be tantalizing. Another thing that was announced was that we're going on a double header against Brisbane, and we're going up against Gold Coast as well. That's on February 20th. So that's a match simulation. So that's not sanctioned by the AFL. So anything can sort of happen here. We did it a couple of years ago, or we've done it every year, but we've done it a couple of years ago against Geelong, where we played like 6 quarters, 20 minutes each, or whatever it sort of was. So that's the sort of thing we're looking for. Is it going to be a round robin? Who really knows? But the date is going to be February 20th. The time they don't know yet. The format they don't know yet. And the venue they don't know yet. So there's not much they do know besides we're going up against Brisbane and the Suns. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. What's going to happen? Who knows? But that's going to be February 20th. And that's usually streamed on Collingwood's website if they do stream it. Sometimes they don't stream it. So that'll be interesting as well. Now, going from a positive to just a heartbreaking negative is Tom Mitchell's injury. Now, Tom Mitchell, I don't believe in jinxes and curses, but he was flying this preseason. He came back leaner. He came back fitter. He even said that this was the fittest and leanest that he's been in a preseason. And, he only played up until Anzac Day last season, and then missed out the rest of the year with that plantar fasciitis in his foot. Had to get that cut out. So he's had numerous troubles with his foot, and now he has a stress fracture in one of his toes. Now, it's just, my heart breaks for him. He's 31. He is so instrumental to our team. And whenever I get the chance to talk about Tom Mitchell, he's one of my favorite Collingwood players, right? Hands down now. And my heart just breaks for him because he's trying everything to get back, and then now he's got a stress fracture, and he'll be in a moon boot for 2 weeks, and he's done everything possible to get back to where he is. And like I said, his body looked good, his skills looked good. He was just, this preseason that I've been watching was just second to none. And I thought, here we go, this is going to be a new recruit. But the positive in such a negative is that it did happen during preseason, and it is before Christmas. So the boys will be, this will be their last week of training. They will get a couple of weeks off after Christmas, and they're back in January. At least it's not happening during the season. So Tom Mitchell can rest through Christmas, rest through the new year, and come back, whatever it is, mid to late January. We're not really going to know yet until the moon boot comes off in 2 weeks, and that's when we're fully going to know. But my heart breaks for him. Go on his Instagram as well. Check out the video that he posted. He's going to be posting up his injury, like a little mini injury documentary over on the Ball Magnets YouTube page. So that's going to be interesting to see.
I've had a little bit of a setback with my foot, which is very frustrating. So I'll be in this boot again, unfortunately. To be getting back to full fitness, I came back probably the fittest and leanest I've ever been. Just starting to hit my straps again, and then to get news that I've got a stress injury in my foot is just really deflating.
You know, the trials and tribulations of all that, the ups and downs. But yeah, like I said, my heart breaks for him because he's such a good dude, and you know, you try everything to get up after a year of injuries, and you're ready to go, and you're fit and firing, and then it just like that, it gets taken away from you. And I think, you know, I think that the biggest lesson here is just in general that we can take out of it is not to take anything for granted because it can be here in a minute and it can be gone in 30 seconds. Um, so, you know, if you want to apply that to your life, just in general, it's something that I've been trying to do. Um, I've been trying to do this thing where I'd rather live in the moment where it's like I try something, it's like, oh well, that didn't work out. At least I got to experience it, as opposed to, oh, what if it might have, or I wish I did this, and you know, so if you get the opportunity to do something because it could be here in one moment and gone in the next. Now, the last thing, which is another positive, so we've gone positive, negative to positive. We've finally elected our GM of football, Charlie Gardner. We've been saying this for quite a while now, and we've finally got our man, and probably one of the best in the business, one of the best that, Collingwood's done their due diligence, and this is the guy. So he spent 6 years at the Swans as their football boss, and then the last 6 months he's been their legal counselor. So not only has he done the football sort of boss side of it, he's also got a legal background, which, like we mentioned in the video before, Collingwood club statements, we kind of need that legal representation because, look, let's face it, we're the Pies. That's what happens, right? But he's just going to be a phenomenal appointment. Look at the Sydney Swans culture, the blood culture that they've got there. It's probably, adjacent to our culture and what Fly and Craig Kelly and the coaches and what they're all trying to do. And, with this appointment of Charlie Gardner, who starts at the start of next year, it does replace Graham Wright, and just remember that Graham Wright was wearing two hats, and now those two hats are given to one to Charlie Gardner and one to Justin Lepage. So Charlie Gardner is just going to be the GM of football and oversee all the footballing stuff, which is incredible. And Craig Kelly really likes him, which is huge. And I think that this is just going to take us to places where we probably can't even fathom at the moment. And I've always had this feeling, and I said it to someone at training. I can't remember who I said it to, but at the moment, the feeling in my gut is the same feeling that I had pre 2023 season at the end of 2022. A couple of other things as well that I'll sort of read out. We know that Matthew Boyd got appointed as assistant coach. There's going to be a leadership program that's going to be headed by Trevor Hendy. And then we got a recruitment of Richard Little, who joins as the list and recruiting analysis, who is an expert in data and analytics when it comes to list management. And whenever we talked about the trade and the draft and stuff, we said Justin Lepage has got this new way of doing the list and looking, I use the term moneyball sort of thing and how they sort of done it and looking into data and statistics. And this Richard Little is going to help him with that. And it kind of, with Derek Hine leaving, there's another shift in the back room with that list strategy stuff. And Justin Lepage looks like, he's the man for the job. Look who he brought in. And I think that the end of 2025, leading into 2026, that offseason is going to be absolutely huge as well. But look, it was a big day with full of Collingwood news, and yeah, my heart goes out to Tom Mitchell, and I hope we can see him back. I hope we can see him back before those Amy Community game and the triple header against Brisbane and Gold Coast, because I think he's such an integral part to the team. And I've seen some of the comments left on my Instagram, and it honestly really pisses me off. Like, waste of a list space, get rid of him. Like, this guy, what did he have? 13 tackles in a grand final. We don't get to a grand final without him. He is a premiership hero. Put some respect on his name, please. But anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts down below on all the news that happened. But until then, like, comment, subscribe, tell your family, tell your friends, tell your pets. And until next time, double shackers. I'll swoop you later.